The Enchanted Clocktower. Once upon a time, in a bustling village called Brindlewood, there stood a towering, ancient clock tower at the heart of the town square. The clock tower was unlike any other. It was said to be enchanted. The villagers believed that it held the secret to controlling time itself, though no one had ever figured out how. The hands of the clock moved at their own mysterious pace, sometimes fast, sometimes slow, and occasionally they would even stop for hours, only to resume ticking as if nothing had happened. Among the villagers lived a curious young girl named Lila. Lila had always been fascinated by the clock tower. She would sit for hours in the square, watching its grand face, wondering about its secrets. Her grandmother, who had told her stories about the clock tower since she was little, often warned her not to get too close. "Time is a powerful force, my dear," her grandmother would say. "Once meddled with, it can change everything." But Lila's curiosity was too great. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the town grew quiet, Lila made her way to the clock tower. She had heard a rumor from an old storyteller that the secret entrance to the tower only revealed itself when the clock struck midnight on the night of the new moon. Tonight was that night. Lila waited in the shadows, her heart racing with anticipation. As the clock's hands neared midnight, the village was bathed in the soft glow of the stars. When the clock struck 12, the chime echoed across the square, and to Lila's astonishment, a hidden door appeared at the base of the tower. Without a second thought, she stepped inside. The interior of the clock tower was vast, with spiral staircases that seemed to stretch endlessly upward. The air was thick with the scent of old wood and time-worn gears. As Lila ascended, she noticed strange symbols etched into the stone walls, runes she had never seen before, glowing faintly in the dim light. She climbed higher and higher until she reached the top of the tower, where a grand room full of clocks, gears, and pendulums greeted her. In the center of the room stood a magnificent hourglass, its sand shimmering like golden stardust. Suddenly, a soft voice echoed through the chamber. "You have come to unlock the secrets of time." Startled, Lila spun around to find an old man, dressed in robes that seemed to shift and ripple like the flow of time itself. His eyes were kind but filled with the weight of ages. "I am the keeper of time," he said. "Only those pure of heart may enter this tower and wield its power. Why have you come?" Lila hesitated, but then spoke honestly. "I've always wanted to know the secrets of the clock tower. I want to understand how time works and why it behaves so strangely in our village. But most of all," she added, her voice softening, "I want to go back and spend more time with my mother. She passed away when I was little, and I never had the chance to say goodbye." The keeper of time nodded solemnly. "Many come seeking to change the past or glimpse the future, but time is delicate. It is not to be controlled, only understood." He gestured toward the hourglass. "This is the heart of time. It flows forward for all, but its true nature is to teach us to cherish the present." Lila stepped closer to the hourglass, mesmerized by its beauty. She could feel the pull of time itself in the air around her, a gentle hum that resonated with her heartbeat. The keeper continued, "I can offer you a choice, Lila. You may turn back the hourglass and relive a single day from your past. But know this, time will not be the same afterward. The moment you change will ripple through your life, and the future may not unfold as it has." Lila's heart raced. The chance to see her mother again, even for just one day, was all she had ever wanted. But the keeper's words weighed on her. What if changing that moment altered the future in ways she couldn't predict? After a long silence, Lila spoke. "I don't want to change the past. I've learned to live with it, even though it's hard. But if I could, her voice wavered, I would like to say goodbye. Not to change anything, but just to have that moment. The keeper smiled gently. A wise choice. To understand time is to understand that every moment, past and present, shapes who we are. He waved his hand over the hourglass, and the sands within began to glow. The room around Lila shimmered, and before she knew it, she was standing in her old house, the scent of fresh bread baking in the kitchen. Her mother was there, humming softly as she worked. Tears welled in Lila's eyes as she realized where she was. It was a day she had almost forgotten, a simple, happy day. She ran to her mother, who turned with a warm smile. "Lila, my sweet girl," her mother said, embracing her. For the next few hours, Lila spent time with her mother, savoring every second, knowing it was a gift. She didn't say anything about the future or how much she missed her. Instead, she just lived in that perfect moment. As the sun began to set, the shimmering glow returned, and Lila found herself back in the clock tower. The keeper of time was waiting. "Did you find what you were looking for?" he asked. Lila smiled, her heart full. "Yes," she whispered. "I didn't change the past, but I found peace with it." The keeper nodded. "Then you have truly understood the lesson of time." With that, he opened the door of the clock tower, and Lila descended back into the village, the stars still twinkling above. From that day on, she no longer obsessed over the mysteries of the clock tower. She had learned that time, while powerful, was meant to be lived moment by moment. And the clock tower, though still enchanted, no longer seemed so strange to her. It ticked away, marking the rhythm of life, reminding the village of the preciousness of every second. The end.